Welcome to Dynamics 365 CRM and PowerApps training session. We are part of a Visualpath team. Visualpath is an organization which is dominating in industry standard training for the past 17 to 18 years now. Yeah, we train thousands of students every year, and also we have trained experienced professionals, also people working. We also train specific to corporate trainings. I hope you understand corporate trainings, and also we do for freshers as well, because again, CRM specifically is a low code, no code subject. So even most of the freshers are also interested in learning this hot topic. And with respect to industry standards, we maintain the syllabus, and we also build and amend as per Microsoft changes every month. Right. So depending upon the technology, there is a constant phasing out and introduction of new features. New features in the sense you might have been hearing about Copilot, additional AI integrations. So all these concepts are also included in the training sessions, depending upon which time we are taking. Yeah. So Visualpath
Yeah,
is, as an organization, is a very experienced organization in terms of training. Okay. So we'll start with the actual training session. About myself, my name is Raj. नाम तो सुना ही होगा. So,
जी सर.
and I have 8 years of experience in building Dynamics 365 solutions. I have built more than 2,000 Power Apps. I have participated in hackathons, won them. I have trained people. I also take mock interviews for people who are doing Dynamics 365 CRM as well. Companies do hire me to take interviews for as a consultancy. Also, I do participate in interview processes. I'm proficient in multiple languages: English, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, whichever is suitable for you. If you are comfortable in asking questions in any of these languages, I would be really happy to assist you in any of them. And with respect to industry standard experience, I have built more than 25 to 30 independent Dynamics 365 apps. My focus is mainly on Dynamics 365 CRM, not FNO, not Business Central, but CRM. But I have very good knowledge on Power Apps, Power BI, yeah. And if you know a little bit of better, if you know about the databases, right? If you have experience regarding SQL and MySQL, MongoDB, that would be great. So I'm experienced in all those fields. If you have any questions on them, I'm happy to assist there as well. Yeah. I'm certified in
Okay.
PL 100, 200, 300, 400. You can look into it. These are all the certifications related to Power Apps. I'm also certified in MB 910, MB 920, which are still ongoing because I have to renew them every year. So that's a task on its own. Again, this specific course will actually prepare you for MB 910. I'll give you more insights on that specific course, and also try if I can get you a 50% off on the exam as well, right? So how do you prove yourself that you're an expert in a field of CRM? You start by giving Microsoft exams, right? Once you have
Right.
that with you for applying any types of jobs, any types of roles, it becomes very critical that you stand apart from the crowd, and your certification would speak for yourself. Okay, so I'll be able to help you on that. Then types of roles that you can expect right now. If you're already working on Business Central, then you understand the Dynamics pretty well. You understand why Dynamics is there, what's the need for it. But again, if you look at the bottom top model of this specific page, right? Depending
Yeah.
upon how the course progresses, you would try and learn into concepts better and better. Power BI and data analyst. So usually when we start, Power BI is actually out of scope for this specific topic, but understand that if you know about it, that's really, really good. So if you want to apply for any types of jobs in Naukri or in LinkedIn, this is how you climb your ladder. First of all, you try to become a data analyst. Then in terms of Power Apps, you have to know how to build something called as Canvas apps. Then you can call yourself as a Power Apps citizen developer. Then if you start working your way up, you can become a support analyst. Support analysts basically give access, remove access, and do those kind of activities in Dynamics. Then project manager and solution architect, let's come back to it later. Then after you climb ladder from support analyst, you can either become functional consultant or a technical consultant, okay, or just consultant. The roles could be different, could have different names in different organizations. So there are a couple of roles that you can pick up. Once you're good in functional consultant, there is a topic called as customization. Okay, so it tests your capability to build beyond what you can with existing tools, right? That's what sets apart from you being a functional consultant to being a developer or a solution architect. Okay, so that is the main criteria. These are the roles you can look at. I always recommend my students to go to LinkedIn, search for these job titles, look for what are the specifications, languages, or the tech stack a specific person has built. Again, different people will have different tech stack. My recommendation, again, even though this is a low code or no code training session, always remember, if you have a little bit knowledge of coding as well, it definitely helps. If you have knowledge regarding Java, JavaScript, if you have knowledge regarding C, if you know CSS, definitely on the long run, it will definitely help you to become a solution architect. See, the ladder till functional consultant is pretty easy, but there has to be some differences between a functional consultant and solution architect, right? So that specific part is your coding skills. So that's where we will not be teaching end-to-end coding, but at least I will be able to give you a set of instructions which you can use in more than just like how you use in GitHub. Okay, so you can use a set of instructions and you can try working around with it. And just an FYI, I completely support people using Copilot or AI because that's the way we have to proceed going forward. So do make sure while I'm teaching, you can also refer to Copilot or any of the AIs that you work with, so that it helps you understand better in a better understanding. Also, I'll give most of the topics that I'll be covering will have very relevant examples. So now let's discuss about the course because I think you already know most of the concepts. So I'll just bring up the syllabus copy in front of you. Yeah. The first important topic that we would be covering is the basic concepts of what is CRM, why it is needed, why are industries so focused on CRM? If you might have heard about ERP systems as well, you might have heard about a lot of other things, right? But CRM on its own has become a big giant, right? And there are lots and lots of vacancies. I personally get close to 20 to 30 calls a week for an opening for CRM, and they are very big. Uh, Paying roles, right? They start from somewhere close to 30 LPA and might end up till 50 LPA as well, even higher if you're really good at it, right? So it takes a little bit of a time and patience. You have to practice along with me during the course, after the course as well. We do take weekend doubt sessions, if doubt sessions or resume building sessions as well. If you're interested, if you're available for the weekend, feel free to join in. Part one of the session would be mainly focusing on three very important modules. See, CRM has close to 16 different modules, but as per Microsoft calls it, the critical modules are just three: sales, marketing, and customer service. There are a set of topics that we'll be covering that those are industry standard topics. So it'll we will spend more time here understanding the journey, the whole part of it, so that once you know how to use the app properly, you would be able to build anything relevant to it, right? So part one, where you would be spending more and more time understanding the end to end life cycle of these three modules. Okay, going to the part two and part three. See, part two and part three are the two different sections which overlap heavily. Okay, so what we do here is we will try and cover both of them together. While building a UI, you would also look into all the attributes that are relevant in CRM. Okay, so these are called as out of box customizations. So understand one more thing, Piyush. So CRM is mainly a UI building application. So you would feel that, why am I building websites, right? But
Mm.
CRM in its core is mainly focused on UI. We do have a database, Microsoft specified database called as Dataverse. So you're already in the domain, you have heard about this name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dataverse. So we would also
Yes.
touch upon the topic of Dataverse a little bit, and we will also teach adding the data inside the database and seeing how we can manipulate that data. And we will be creating multiple environments, solutions, how to package it, how to send it to your customers. All those concepts we'll be explaining. Okay. Then after the part three, the most difference part. See, this is the part where it will set you apart from other people in the crowd right now. This one, part four. So all these activities that you are seeing right now are part of something called as customizations. These are not customizations which are available readily in out of box. You should be able to build it on your own. Okay, you should build it on your own, and you might need external tools like XRM toolbox. Then again, we will have a little bit of Azure in there. So in part 4, the things will become a little bit complicated. All I seek from you is attentiveness and attending classes regularly, wherein you would be able to understand and practice along with me, and we would be able to make sure you are at a stage where you can call yourself solution architect. But just the course might not be sufficient for you. Also, most of the companies that you would be giving interviews for CRM role ask you for use cases. I have documented a set of 8 to 10 use cases that you can refer. Okay, there are fixed documents that Visualpath team will provide as soon as you enroll, which involves all the use cases. Just read those use cases and try to build upon it. Or you can also build a new use cases by looking at an existing use case, right? That will help you for your interviews. Also, we will provide a document with most commonly asked interview questions. We can have a session after the course is completed where we will go through a Q&A. We'll ask questions. I'll ask questions and I'll ask my students to give answers. So that's the way how I assess my skill as well. So all these notes and everything will be provided well ahead of time for you to prepare. And the course duration could be somewhere close to 45 days to maximum of 2 months. Again, depends on how many questions, how many doubts you have, how many sessions the students are looking for. Okay, so we'll try to wrap up if students are really, really cooperative and understanding concepts. But yeah, happy to extend a little bit here and there, because again, it's satisfaction of yours would be the important thing. The last but not the least is part five. We don't cover too much of Canvas app of Power Apps. We cover only the topics of Canvas apps, because all the rest of the concepts you are building are part of model driven apps, right? All the Dynamics 365 is built on something called as model driven apps. So we would be covering those two parts. So Power Automate, I'll show you a couple of demos how Power Automate works. But again, it's actually not too much of in-scope training. There is another training in Visual Path called as Power Apps training, which teaches only about Power Apps for a month or so. So you can definitely speak with ma'am and approach for that training if you're looking for Power Apps. This is specifically for Dynamics, so we'll focus more of our idea and time on building Dynamics applications. Okay, so that is what I have
Okay.
concisely written here in the course, so that the reason why I'm explaining it clearly is because you're already in the industry, you know what you're expecting out of it. So these are the concepts we'll be covering. Prerequisites, again, a lot of freshers also join my course. So I do expect them to understand Microsoft products like Excel, PowerPoint, some basic applications that they should have some use on that. A working laptop, if you have a personal laptop on which you can log in and practice labs with me, that would be great. Yeah. uh, if you
Yeah.
have a credit card, again, this is completely optional. I can create a user ID and give it to you. But again, there are few students who, international students, also join my training. So they usually enroll themselves as an admin and test out everything. So that freedom is also available. You can either use your credit card, take the subscription on your own. But if that's not the case, being a trainer, I'll be able to provide one user ID to you to log in and work on it. Okay.
Okay.
How to practice? We would be theory would be very less, 30 to 40% of the course is theory, and the rest all would be practical. My expectation is you would be practicing along with me, or if not along with me, you listen to the whole class together with me, and then after you go back, spend 1 hour of time and react everything in your own laptop and see how and where you reach. If you come across any questions, you can come back tomorrow and ask me questions. So that's where the practical classes are important. The validity of the domain is 30 days, so we might end up creating two different accounts for each user, each participant of the training. So 30 days for the first batch, for first month, and another 15 days or so for the second month. So I'll create that and I'll give it to you. Okay. But if you're creating or buying it on your own, please make sure to cancel the subscription, because the subscription cost is close to 7,000 a month, and you can't cancel it for the year. So it's going to be very expensive. Okay. So
Okay.
and another recommendation, if you have a monitor, please get it, or if you have some friend, just borrow it from them. That will be really helpful. Okay. So regarding the CRM apps, okay, you might have heard about industry leaders like Salesforce. You have seen them everywhere. They are there in sales teams, they are there in marketing. But there are few drawbacks of this Salesforce. Okay, it, even though it gives you more and more customizations, but the problem with this specific app is it is very, very, very expensive. While Microsoft Dynamics 365 is can be bundled with other Microsoft products so that the prices are low. That is why Dynamics is picking speed very, very fastly. So couple of
Yeah.
CRM apps that are industry standard these days are Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics 365 CE, customer engagement, CRM, customer relationship management, HubSpot, yeah, Zoho. Zoho is pretty new. Pipedrive, Fresh
Yeah.
Sales, Odoo. Odoo is also, again, it's a Gujarat-based company. Okay, again, an international CEO, but Gujarat-based company. So understand very carefully when you are giving an interview for a CRM, there could be a scenario where you would be importing the data from any of the existing CRM to Microsoft Dynamics. So you should know your competition better than your own app. So always remember these set of popular CRM apps, because one of the questions that would be asked to you during the interviews would be, okay, tell me what other CRM apps do you know about? See, I'm not asking that you are be expert in all CRM apps. That practically is impossible, right? Only few of them could
Yeah.
do it. But just the knowledge that the CRM, so it's basically like cloud. If you study AWS, you understand Azure. If you know Azure, you can understand GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So they are all same, but probably the names that are there might be different. Okay, so understand these are your competitors, and also are at some stage of an interview they could be your supporters as well. Cool. So from here, we start on the course on certain basics. I would want to brush up your basics and then take it from there. Yeah. So database. For anything that you build on data, anything, database is necessary, right? What is a database? Imagine it as a basket. You need to put all the products. You go to a shopping mall or something and you buy all the products and you have to fill in the basket. How do you do it? Take a basket, put all the things in the specific cart. So all the things that you're putting inside the table, inside the database, are called tables. Okay, a database is consists of multiple tables. What are tables? You might have seen tables in Excel, right? In Excel, a table would include two types of attributes, which is rows and columns. You
Column.
expand the rows, yeah, you expand the rows, shorten the rows, you define the data types for each of the rows. You will play around with pivot charts, pivot table. You'll build the charts by using the same data, right? So in a
Right.
database, a set of common instructions are very, very important, which is rows and columns become the founding, I would say, the fundamentals of a database. Okay. Then
Okay.
data types. You might have seen in column, you declare a certain columns as date only, right? If you are recapturing
Yeah.
date field, then there are certain columns where you want to include only text, only numbers if it's we are working with employee numbers or phone numbers, right? So data
Yeah.
type is also an element that you have to be aware about. Then from here we jump into the concepts which is more into databases, RDBMS, relational database management. So here, so in this one, keys. Are you aware about the concepts of keys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Primary key,
Yeah.
secondary key,
The
foreign key,
secondary keys.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Then see, if the database is there, but how would you extract a meaningful information? Right, you have to ask questions to it, right? Okay, data is there, but it doesn't mean anything until you get a feedback out of it, or there is a meaning to that data. How can you ask a database the information that you're looking for? Is by writing queries to it, which
Yeah.
is, in a way, in a simple way, queries can also be called as smart filtering. You're just filtering the data on what you're looking for, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, what constitutes a database? If you are knowing these five concepts, okay, then we will be able to elaborate more on concept of dataverse. Okay. So,
Okay.
for anything, for building UI, the foundation of building a UI always starts from
This
a
five.
database. Yeah.
Yeah.
You most of the time you might have seen in WordPress, HTML, if you know those subjects, HTML, C sharp, .NET, MVC5, you are building an amazing website, but when you click on any of the links, it doesn't do anything. It is just here for the looks,
Yeah.
right? In
Right.
CRM it is not. In CRM, Dataverse is your starting point. You can definitely build a source without a Dataverse also, but most of the industry standard process starts from the Dataverse. They would want you either to import the data or build the data from the scratch. The project could be a short-term project or a long-term project. You could be building a UI for one specific project for a company, or you could be building it for just a team of 5 6 members. Okay, depending on
Okay.
that, we will work on it. Then, what is Dataverse? We spoke about database, right? So,
Yeah.
Dataverse is also rhyming. See, database and universe, right? It's a split of those two words to define that the database, which is universally available in Microsoft domain, would be the right statement to call. So, if an interview someone asks, okay, explain me Dataverse, you can tell that very simply. Okay, be
Yeah.
the smart guy in the group. See, Dataverse is nothing but an amalgamation of database and universe in Microsoft domain. What does that say? That means if as long as you're working inside Microsoft domain, you would be able to use this Dataverse anywhere. Okay, you can
Okay.
use Dataverse database along with Power BI. Okay, you might have heard that data lake factory, everything comes from Dataverse. Okay, then
Okay.
building a Power App, Canvas apps can be built by Dataverse. Okay, you
Okay.
can
Okay.
you can use the same information from a Dataverse to create Power Automate as well. So if you want to trigger a message on Teams, if you want to trigger a message on Outlook, And if you have all the contacts listed in your dataverse, you can use the data which is currently present in the dataverse and shoot and create a Power Automate to shoot emails to all the participants in that database. Okay, so
Okay.
you are a marketing company, and you want to publicize your product. Imagine you're working for Adidas. There is a new shoe coming, Air Jordan, and you want to launch it to everyone. You have a list of consumers who have previously bought the shoe, and you want the people to buy more. So how do we reach out to them? Probably reach out to the I would say people who are already brand conscious, right? So first you
Yeah.
send out an advertisement to all the people who have bought it, and then you run Instagram ads and get emails from there, and again shoot an email to those guys. So all these data that we were getting, we can store it in Dataverse. And one amazing thing about Dataverse is its availability. It will not crash. Okay, it has backups. We will cover more on the next page as well. So basic understanding from this page is you can use Dataverse throughout end to end with all different Microsoft applications. Okay, and
O-
it will, and the performance of it will is really better.
Okay.
Okay, why do we need Dataverse? You can ask, sir, Raj sir, the problem is I'm used to using Excel as a source for building lot of things, right? Most of the companies are still working on Excel. I don't want
Mm.
Dataverse, a new database. We can't pay for the subscription. See, as long as you're building Canvas apps, you can use Excel. But the main USP, right, selling point is Dataverse, okay, for Dynamics 365, because the first thing you have to understand, it is more and more secure. The second point in this page, secure, that becomes the most important critical part. Also in the same database you can declare who sees what. Okay, depending upon
Okay.
the accesses that you have provided to the user, you will know that who gets access to what, and it becomes very easy to manage because it is currently in the cloud. See, you are not setting up servers, you are not setting up database in your organization. Imagine you are a startup owner today in Delhi or Mumbai. You are working remotely in Manali and you want to start off with a project. uh, do you have to go to a metropolitan city, procure servers, install the database systems into it, and then start working? No, right? You can
No.
remotely just take subscription of a cloud platform and start working from the day one itself on your idea, on the specialization that you're good at, right? That is what we
Right.
would be doing in this course. We all are remotely connected. I would be creating a cloud platform. I will give access to everyone to the instances. All of us will be able to log in and work on it,
Okay.
right? So that
Right.
way it becomes easy to manage. You are not spending too much of money. Okay. Then secure, as I said, it is maintained by Microsoft. You don't have to worry about the security of it, maintaining of it, server crashes. You will always have backup. Nothing will be, there will be no problem at all. Access your data, Dynamics data. So as I said earlier, right, you can build apps very fast if you have data in Dataverse. You don't have to copy, you don't have to create multiple channels to access the data. No, go to any of the apps, select your source as Dataverse, choose the table from where you are pulling the data. Done. That's it. So when I say it is more UI based approach, it is actually more UI based approach. Okay. Then
Okay.
rich metadata and very important concepts. You might have heard about relationships between table, right?
Yeah.
One to one, one to many to one, and many to many, right? One to many
Right.
and many to many are just reverse of each other. So you can at least use that as ones. But these three are very critical, right? One to many, and many to many,
Yeah.
right? So these concepts also we will come across. We will come across the concept of mapping the table so that you can get information from a different table available. Okay, logic and
Okay.
validation, you can create business rules. Okay, so customer service team, there is so you are building a UI for customer service team. They get a case. Okay, they have raised a case. What is the next step? Like, okay, it's there a set of instructions they have to follow. You can create a knowledge article for them to follow and build further upon it. Just an example, right? Imagine a mechanic is coming to your house to fix your washing machine. The first step is getting to the house. Then the second step is looking at the machine and looking at the faults. Third is ordering the broken parts or missing parts. Fourth is fixing it and taking payments. Sixth is going back to his warehouse. So this is called a business full path. Okay, this is the full. Sorry. Uh, yeah, this is how a business rule works. Okay,
Yeah.
so end to end a process is defined. You would be personally be able to define a process flow, and then you would be able to take step by step uh, stages, and you can manually move the tickets and build upon it. Again, you would be acting as a user at some point. You would know how to use it before you build. Okay, so that is what the
Okay.
difference I was telling before. Then, logic and validation. Again, there are workflows, process flows, data quality checks, data type verifications, a lot of other things. You have to do troubleshooting also, right? We have done so. You're just not creating stuff. You have to do troubleshooting. All those concepts will be covering. And in
Mm.
Dataverse, that could be even that concept also can be automated to some extent.
Okay.
Okay, and productivity tools. Again, you can directly import export data into Dataverse by using any of the data sources you existing have. So if you worked with Azure, you can import from Azure. If you're working from MongoDB, you can import from MongoDB. Only condition is you should have admin or at least user edit access on the database itself and the Dynamics 365 so that you can import the data from there to here.
Okay.
Okay, okay, those
Okay.
are the advantage of Dataverse. Uh, couple of important jargons that for you to remember because I might use them during the courses. Being an experienced a professional, I believe you already know what is B2B, B2C, and hybrid,
Yeah.
right? So B2B
Right.
is pretty straightforward. If you're selling business to business, that's B2B. If you're selling business directly to customer, it's B2C. The third one is hybrid, which involves a company selling not just for enterprises, but also to the customers directly. Okay. Coca-Cola, an amazing example. Coca-Cola also supplies to Pizza Hut and Domino's while
Mm.
supplying directly to consumers as well, right?
Right.
So that's an example of hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
CRM. So you might have thought about this specific term, right? You have already been in domain. Most of the students are also, all of my other students, some of them are freshers. Why does it become so lucrative? Have you ever thought about why do you think this is the next best thing that could happen to you? There are 100 different subjects, right? Why are you looking for CRM?
Reason behind it, it's a large market in the words and not a
Hmm.
depend on a like a little markets, and
Hmm.
it's expand to the like multiple modules and tools. It's implement with the multiple third parties. That's the reason behind it. I am joining to the CRM.
Perfect. So you're looking at its growth aspect and also the implementation phase of in the market, right? It is very hugely being implemented these days right now, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
apart from that, CRM is also a hot cake for freshers. Okay. Reason
Okay.
being its concepts, I showed you the syllabus, right? Till part three, probably you will not write a single word of code,
Yeah.
right? Low code, no code actually gives the power to the business professional to develop the app. right?
Yeah.
They don't need to be a software developer to build an app. So if you already have a business professional who knows end to end process, rather than hiring a software engineer at very premium money, what they would do is they will hire a blended role. You understand blended? That means
Yeah.
he who has skills of multiple domains. So CRM becomes very, 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 very lucrative for all the experienced professionals in the industry to learn, because it gives them an edge over software developers who are only restricted to only developing. Business professionals might know the process, and it eliminates. So for companies who are working with agile methodology or Six Sigma methodology, would want to eliminate this discussion between software guy and a business guy. So if business guy can develop his own apps, imagine
Yeah.
the advantage. There is lots of revenue saved, right? And
Yeah.
CRM is not as expensive as hiring a new software engineer. That's where CRM becomes very, very lucrative. So keep this in mind when we are working on CRM. It would be mainly on UI based development, and in terms of customizations, you have to bear with me on the concepts of XRM tool. We would be covering a little bit of JavaScript. I'll not teach you JavaScript, but a set of instructions that might help you out while building. So CRM full form is customer relationship management. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty straightforward understanding there. So what you're trying to do is whatever data. So as an organization, this is the data of your customers. Let us take an example. Imagine you are Pizza Hut. Okay,
Okay.
you are Pizza Hut, and you go to the store along with your friends, and you say, "Hey, sir, I need some corn cheese pizza. I need some breadsticks. I need a Coke." You buy that. You come back first day. You have given your number, phone number, your email address. They ask you generally, right? The guys with the hat.
Yeah.
So they will
Yeah.
ask you some credentials. So if you want, can we know your birthday as well? Okay, you somewhere say, okay, लिख लो. You you will give your birth date also, but
Yeah.
exactly an year after that, or on your birthday, just before your birthday, a week before that, you would get a
Yeah.
coupon of $100 stating, "Hey there, hey Piyush, I know that your birthday is around the corner. We are giving you a coupon. Please avail this at our amazing Domino's store and treat your friends with with a pizza." Right, exactly on the time. So that is called as targeted marketing. That
Yeah.
means you're already 50% ready to buy a product. Okay, only
Okay.
thing is, what I am trying to do is I'm pushing you to that cliff so that you make that purchase by giving you amazing offers, making you aware, and you also internally feel, ah, the Pizza Hut guys or Domino's guys think about me. They worry about my specific birthday, and they're giving me coupons. You get that with Levi's, you get that with Zomato, Swiggy, all the apps that you're using. You might have come experienced about this multiple
Yeah.
times, correct?
Yeah.
So CRM becomes very important there. How you target your audience, how you are monetizing them, how you can. So all the concepts, sales, marketing. We will give examples of Tesla, iPhones. So when we are explaining each and every concept, you have to be very attentive in understanding what it is. Then once you are understanding the concept, we'll start building upon it, because I don't want to bore you directly. Start building an app, then you will be like, Arey sir, what are you telling? I don't understand anything. I don't know the process itself. So first we
Yeah.
will understand the process of how this most important. You look at any job description, sales, marketing, and the third one is customer service. This is the first question of any interview or any aspect of CRM that you should be aware end to end. Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
So this is what an example that I have given here. So then deployment types. How do you deploy a Dynamics 365 solution? Right now, we are just taking a subscription for 30 days. We are working on trial versions. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll not be buying a full version of Dynamics 365, because it's close to the full version would cost us 32,000 a month for one user.
Okay.
in INR. Okay, big
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
companies get that in big companies will get it in budget. So we would be working on a trial version. So you would have all the features available on with, and I'll instruct you how to work on it. So the way we are working is called as online way of working. That means I am not setting up any servers. I think I already told you about it. I'm not setting up any servers. I'm not setting up any offices. I'm just taking subscription from Microsoft and bam, we are starting working on it right away. Okay.
Yeah.
So think of us as a startup co-founders, and we have to start stuff. So that's where we would opt for online. What is the advantages? You would get the latest updates from Microsoft. It's secure. Okay, you don't have
Mm.
to worry about lots and lots of infrastructure money that you might end up paying, right? And there is 99.99% SLA from Microsoft to maintain your data. They will take care of everything. Imagine the data is now stored in Delhi and there is an earthquake in Delhi, right? The servers
Yeah.
might shift from Delhi to Chennai, right? So depending
Right.
upon the requirement, there will be a BCP, a backup plan planned by Microsoft so that your data is always backed up.
Okay.
Okay, so that becomes important. So that's the advantage of taking an online version, and also it integrates with all the O365 applications, right? You need Power BI. You can buy that online. You can verify it. You need so you can do add-ons very fastly if you buy online version.
Yeah.
Okay, then on-premise is pretty straightforward. You have a data center or you have a server room. You are a pretty established entrepreneur. Probably you got funding from Shark Tank, and there is enough funds for you to spend money. Then definitely you can build something on premise. So on premise means it is there live in front of you in a location. Okay, that is what
Okay.
that is what critical it is. So on premise, what are the advantage? You have to worry about making sure about its security. If someone comes in at the night, steals your CPU server, again,
Yeah.
at the beginning the server might not be as big as that you see in data centers, but probably one CPU, right? So if someone
Yeah.
steals that CPU, all your data gone, your company is dissolved, right?
No.
What will you answer
Yeah.
to the Shark Tank guys? So so it becomes it becomes such so hard, right? So on premise security, IT, everything you have to hire separately. Infrastructure you have to build. You have to monitor it. You have to do patching of the software. See, you when you buy an on premise software, you might have bought one version of it. Okay, not,
Okay.
and you might have installed it on your, just like our CDs, right? You would have installed it on one of the PC, and you might have
Be-
not updated. Regular updates might not happen on premise. Okay,
it's
sometimes
only
like,
available for online.
yes,
Mm.
and also you might have heard about a concept like Cisco systems have been working from past 20 years. The server downtime was not even 10 seconds in 20 years,
Yeah.
right? They work, and their legacy system, how will you update when your system is running,
Yeah.
right? So most of
Right.
the companies that you are going to join, or you would they would be hiring, would ask you more and more about integration concepts, migration concepts. Reason being, they are all on premise. Okay, and they want to get to online version. So that also becomes a critical version. See, for us, just studying the subject for the sake of it doesn't help. You have to see what the industry is demanding and what we need to deliver as well, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Right.
sense to read the theory how Microsoft is giving. We have to know what is relevant, what is irrelevant for interviews. We have to crack the interview, and you should feel confident when you are sitting at the desk and something your manager tells you to build a CRM,
Yeah.
right? So in this
Right.
concept, on-premise to migration and integration activity in CRM is also critical. Okay. Then the
Okay.
last one, a very interesting one, partner hosted. This is the trend right now. Okay, let us give you an example. What's your laptop, office laptop? Is it a Lenovo, Dell?
Yeah, it's a Lenovo.
Lenovo ThinkPad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine I'm Microsoft and you're Lenovo company. I have to sell products. I don't want to hassle with customers and deal with them. You are already dealing with customers by selling your hardware to them. Okay, what
Okay.
I will do, Microsoft will do is, hey, Lenovo, I have this Dynamics 365 license also. Can I bundle with you? You give me just 30% of whatever you make, not full money in terms of software. Whatever customer pays, you give me 30% of it. Okay, rest all, I will take it from subscription. So initial 1 year cost will be free,
Yeah.
right? You might have seen all these new laptops coming with O365, 1 year free. Buy the official Microsoft PowerPoint Excel O365 package, correct?
Yeah.
Initially, we used to get same thing for antivirus as well,
Yeah.
right? So all this concept, right? So now me, I am Microsoft, you are Lenovo. What I'll do is I'll sell software to you and say, bro, you keep it. When you're selling to big organization, then you give it to them. So imagine now you, Lenovo, you get a requirement from company like Accenture, which is a service-based company. They need millions of laptops,
Yeah.
right? if if Microsoft had decided to sell individual products, they would have not made even one penny also, right? Now, since
Right.
they have bundled with Lenovo sells it to millions of employees working in Accenture. What Microsoft will do is they are also are getting millions of customers in indirect way, correct,
Yeah.
through Lenovo. So partner hosted is something like that. There are companies now who are called as gold partners of
Yeah.
Microsoft, whose main role is to bundle the software. You might have seen telecom CRM or some different IoT CRM, AI CRM. So what they would do is they'll just take or create a flavor of it. Imagine, I'll give you a real life example that a product I'm working on. Okay, so
Okay.
one is banking solution. Okay. So
Okay.
CRM, the stock CRM they are taking from Microsoft, they are making the changes in before selling to the customer.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like Tally. You know Tally? Have you heard about Tally?
Yeah.
People were using
Yeah.
that long back for data entry and stuff like that. So just like Tally, they will modify the CRM before even selling it to customer and charge premium to the customer for the customizations that they did.
Yeah.
Right? You might have gone into tech parks and ordered food as well. Starbucks, right? You
Yeah.
go to Starbucks, they'll be like, sir, this is a monitor. There is only one monitor. Below that, there will be CPU. The only app that you would be able to access is CRM. That's it. In that, you can't watch YouTube. Nothing you can't do. So only thing that will work is CRM because it's an enterprise machine, right? So
Yeah.
the company building that CPU might have bought license from Microsoft and sold it as a package to customer directly. That is where the partner hosted method comes into place. So I've given you a couple of examples to relate, right?
Yeah.
So like that, I think there are. I am just asking more questions of what is the advantage of on-premise, because from interview perspective, this becomes a very critical topic.
Okay.
So we can discuss on that. Then we will go to environments. But before we go to environments, is there any questions? I think we are almost, yeah, 10, we have 9 minutes more. So do you have any questions or requirements, Piyush, that you're looking from this specific training that I can help you out with?
Only one question I have. Do it. If I am integrate to another third parties with
Hmm.
CRM, so
Hmm.
which one language I am using? Like multiple times I have using it's a web service like AL, and
Hmm.
which type language I am using for the integrate to third parties in
So
CRM.
For CRM, it'll be mainly, I think it could be depending upon the software you use. Kingsway Soft, and there is another tool called as Scribe. So it could either be Java or C. Okay,
Okay.
so either one of them. Python, I don't think we need Python at this point. So if you know basics of Java, and I'll see if I can show you a couple of example of integrating and implementation also. Yeah. So what that
Okay.
does is, because I don't want you get diverted, and most of the students will go into panic mode as soon as they see code. Okay. so 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 the reason why I emphasize for them is treat the training as a starting point and build upon it. As long as you don't practice, it will not lead you anywhere. So I don't want people to waste time. um,
Yeah.
I will direct you, I'll show you instructions, but again, yeah, once I start training this, and I don't want to scare them like, okay, JavaScript you have to study now, and they'll be like, we came here for CRM, now sir is telling JavaScript. No. So for understanding and for basic, right, my students are freshers also sometimes, so they don't
Yeah.
know a lot of concepts. So what I always recommend them is follow this set of instructions, try and see. Everyone today in the industry uses GitHub for
Yeah.
importing migration activities, because no one has integrated everything with everything.
Yeah.
So so it doesn't make sense. If I do that, that itself will become a 1 year course. So I'm happy to show a couple of examples, but
Yeah.
again, explore more options on your own. So I'll show you the path and say, this is how you would have to do it, but you have to practice every combination of it. Right, we can't go through all scenarios. I'll go through one scenario from
Yeah.
business central standpoint. I don't think we'll be touching anything on that, but CRM as a standalone application itself is so deep and so complex that you would feel like you are building a website, a web page for
Okay.
for your customer. So if you have experience in HTML or anything as such, you already have a little bit of idea working on CRM. So and there will be no code at this point. So at least more than one month, I think we'll not even touch any code.
Okay.
Yeah. So that at least you cover four topics. If you are strong, you can at least aim for functional consultant to get
Yeah.
in the role, because again, they will not hire you directly as a solution architect. If you can crack it, very, very good. But they are very, the interviews are very notorious. They would want you to design something on the call. So you have to be ready with the domain, you have to be ready with the tools to build. I'll run through, probably if I have a couple of interview videos, I can show it to you as well. So it'll be a little bit harsh, and you might get scared. But I have showed this specific page, right? Climb from below and climb up. So aim for functional consultant and practice more, and then you'll become. You would need another 4 or 5 months to become a solution architect. That's for sure. Again, I'm
Okay.
giving you very practical timelines.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So
Mm.
that's about it for the demo class. Do let ma'am know if you're interested, and we can continue from there. Yeah,
Sure. Sure.
sure. Take care. Thanks, everyone.